What's good, y'all? Sean P, the Bluff God, and we are back at it. You know, trying something new, doing something new. This is gonna be my second One Piece reaction, or like a reaction, I guess. Where I'm reacting to a fellow One Piece creator. I did one. I want to say a week ago, or no. It was between. I think it was that week we had a break between chapter 1021 and 1022. I think, but either way, I did one on YouTube creator that goes by O'Hara, Library of O'Hara. Some of y'all might be familiar. It's a big YouTuber, much bigger than my channel. But they made a theory. It was called the best One Piece theory you'll ever hear, something along that line. And it was pretty much about like the One Piece, where it could be. It had some things about Skypia, Enislabi, Jaya, all these, a couple different places. I don't want to go. I'd rather y'all go watch that video. Y'all can watch the reaction video and go check out the original video from O'Hara. But today we are doing a video by creator the Grand Line Review. The link will be in the description, so you could check out the video yourself. But the video is going to be called "The Best Blackbeard Theory You'll Ever Hear," probably in parentheses. So this is a Blackbeard theory, and I always like Blackbeard theories. That's probably one reason why I chose this one. And if you guys have any good you've seen any good theories that you want me to react to, hopefully if I already didn't see them, even if I have seen them, I might just do another reaction to them. But if you guys have videos you want me to react to, like One Piece videos or even other anime videos, it doesn't matter. But primarily One Piece, stuff like Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, a lot of shonen. But yeah, so send that to my Instagram or Twitter at BlumpGuy, and make sure you follow me too. And before we get into this video, make sure you give this video a like and hit that subscribe button and that bell for notifications for when I go live. But yeah, anyway, let's get to the video. All right. Get my water. Oh yeah. It's gonna be a good one. Alright, y'all, let's go.
Welcome to the Grand Line Review, your source for everything One Piece. My name is Liam, and statistically speaking,
Let me
Blackbeard is an octopus. Keep watching to find out why, how, where, and all of the other question words.
Okay, so he pretty much threw out the theory of this in this Blackbeard being an octopus. I'm supposing he has like a octopus type devil fruit. I have my own theories of Blackbeard that I'll go over maybe towards the end of the video, or maybe I don't know. I'll give my theory on what Blackbeard could have done. A couple theories that I have about Blackbeard. But yeah, let's go in and see why Blackbeard is an octopus.
Hello and welcome to the Grand Line Review, your source for everything One Piece. My name is Liam, and statistically speaking, your name is probably James, Robert, or John. But today we are here to do something ridiculous. As many of you know, I don't really enjoy
It's Sean, but close enough.
One Piece theories. They just ain't my thing. But a lot of you did enjoy my blunt analysis of O'Hara's Done Piece video, so you know what? We're back. But
oh, I do remember. Okay, so his Done Piece video. I haven't watched his Done Piece video. I might do a reaction to that, but I think it is very related to the, or no. He said the O'Hara Done Piece video. Yeah, That I think is the video I've done before.
Theories, they just ain't my thing. But a lot of you did enjoy my blunt analysis of O'Hara's Done Piece video, so you know what?
Okay, so he did an analysis on O'Hara's video, the same one that I reacted to. That's what he said. I thought he said he did the video, and I was like, hold on, I thought O'Hara did it. But all right,
we're back. But we're not just back, we're like really back, almost uncomfortably back. Because today we are featuring quite probably the most outrageous theory you've ever heard that just might also be true. It sounds dumb, it looks dumb, but so does Blackbeard, and we can't underestimate him, nor can we underestimate this idea. So we're going to be going through the ideas presented by a very small YouTuber named, look, I honestly can't pronounce his name, nor did he state his name in the video. I guess it's Evil, or maybe even Threeville. I don't know, so I'm just gonna refer to him as the guy. But with a mighty 386 subscribers, the guy is the guy who has currently explained this theory the best. However, it should be noted that roughly a year earlier, the same idea was presented by Hazel Entertainment, and that idea was then stolen by Inaru Review PH, because that's what he does, he steals things. But for the purposes of this video, we will be focusing on the guy. And before we get into it, fun fact, it's quite literally my birthday today, so if you'd like to send your best wishes, then you can do so by pressing the birthday button. I know, it looks like it says subscribe, but it's actually pronounced Happy Birthday, Groundline Review. And also hitting the
his link will be in the comments, you could go subscribe to him.
The birthday button will result in consistent injections of One Piece culture administered directly into your YouTube feed, so we both win, really. In fact, you win even more. So please do say hi in the comments below if you are a new member of the Grand Fleet. Welcome. But let's get into this Blackbeard octopus business.
It is my sincere belief that Marshall D. Teach, aka Blackbeard, has already eaten an octopus devil fruit, and I'll prove it to you.
Alright, solid start, you have me hooked. And I also enjoy that by the end of your sentence, you seem to be getting engulfed in darkness because Blackbeard has caught on to your conspiracy. Seriously though, if you're a beginner YouTuber or just, it doesn't matter, it's a good general rule. Don't slow fade to black, ever. Just don't do it. But the guy proceeds to open this theory by dissecting the meanings behind the various Jolly Rogers of the series, pointing out how these funky flags are more often than not a direct representation of the captain of the crew. But that general idea leads to...
When you look at the Blackbeard Pirates flag, the forefront features 3 skulls, but when you look at Blackbeard's physical body, he has 1 skull.
I mean, nothing he said was technically incorrect. Blackbeard does indeed have 1 skull unit, but the greater argument that the guy proceeds to make is that the skulls on this flag do not actually represent Blackbeard's skull or skulls plural. Instead, there's something of a visual metaphor for a heart. And why a heart, you ask? Well, that would be because an octopus is a very intriguing creature, as it is known to have 3 hearts.
3 skulls, 3 hearts.
And I have to say, right now, I'm kind of on board with this. Everything we've explored so far is pretty in line with common beliefs about Blackbeard. As skeptical as I am about almost every One Piece fan theory out there, one of the ideas I've always supported is the deeper meaning behind Blackbeard's Jolly Roger. It's not just a random assortment of skulls and bones, and in the past this has led to a popular idea that Blackbeard may have a mythical Zoan that transforms him into a Kerberos or Cerberus, I don't know, it depends how Latin you want to go.
Okay, so they kind of touch on the Cerberus devil fruit, which was kind of an earlier theory that I've heard that I kind of like. The Cerberus being the hellhound of Hades. It's like the 3-headed hellhound of Hades. I think it's supposed to protect the gate of Hades or something like that. I don't really remember what Cerberus does, but it's like Hades' pet basically, and it has 3 heads. And I always kind of looked at, 3 heads, 3 skulls with Blackbeard, or that was always kind of one of my earlier theories I had. But I still have like maybe 2 other theories that I believe. One of them being more likely than the other that I'll get into. That's if this video doesn't already touch on it. If it does, then I might, I'll. Kind of like how I just touched on the Cerberus theory, which was one of my theories. That was kind of the least likely of the theories, But yeah.
get-go, but a literal three-headed creature. That or Blackbeard is actually three smaller men in a trench coat. That is also a very popular and valid theory. And before we move on, I'll just state the reason why so many Blackbeard theories rely on mythical Zoan fruits is because it is assumed that his pattern of three, however it comes about, is also going to apply to the world of devil fruits. And Blackbeard already has a Logia and Paramecia fruit, so the third would logically follow as a Zoan if there is a third, that is. But I have to say the true beauty of the octopus theory is that it doesn't just try to explain the three skulls, but also the crossbones.
The bones behind the three skulls. If we count it
Eight
out,
of them.
there's 8 bones. Is it a coincidence that octopuses have 8 tentacles?
Firstly, I love that point. Second,
That's actually a good point. That's because my theories do not account for the 8 bones behind it. Like the theories that I have, at least, yeah, it doesn't really account for the 8 bones. So I mean, the octopus theory does, even though I don't really know if I agree with this theory, but you know, let's move on though.
Secondly, however, though, I hate the way in which the word coincidence is used. It's because whenever someone says coincidence, I think not, it's almost like emotional blackmail, telling a viewer that they would be crazy not to believe the crazy thing. And then the viewer goes, well, I'm clearly not the crazy one, so I guess the crazy thing has to be true, because if I don't believe the crazy thing, then I'm the crazy one, thus making them crazy because they start believing the crazy thing. It's a very vicious process. With that said, I actually do love this point. The crossbones of Blackbeard's Jolly Roger have always bothered me, because in theory, if they were to continue the theme of threes that he does have going on, then there should be 9 bones. Not to be confused with 9 bones, which would be 0 bones. Because Germans are weird with the number 9, what's up with that? But this is what begins to sell me on the Blackbeard octopus theory, because I do want to believe that there is a meaning behind this surprisingly simple Jolly Roger. However, simplicity does also mean vague. And whenever something is vague, it can be applied to, well, almost anything. For example, the number 8 could also refer to an arachnid zone like a spider or a scorpion. You go super wacky, make it a tardigrade, and even certain starfish have 8 limbs as well. Which would be amazing, by the way. Starfish Blackbeard would be the ultimate endgame One Piece villain. But we're gonna need a bit more than just numbers, and there is an even better link to be made, because the guy does go on to bring up the ever-intriguing rumor that apparently Blackbeard does not sleep. And this is one of the more sinister aspects of Blackbeard, because it makes him feel incredibly unnatural, almost demonic. However, it may also have a very mundane octopusy explanation.
Because when you look at the biology, or at least the nature of an octopus, they actually sleep in bursts of 40 seconds up to a minute or so. So if you apply this logic to Blackbeard, if he has the ability to go to sleep for just a few seconds or whatever, it can go very unnoticed to people and appear as if he never sleeps.
I love it. It's not that Blackbeard doesn't sleep. He does. It's just for such a minuscule amount of time that no non-octopus character could possibly comprehend what was happening. And to me, that would actually be a legitimately satisfying explanation for the sleep rumor. And before we move on, let's be clear about why I enjoy this idea so much, because it doesn't become apparent until much later. The suggestion here is that Blackbeard wouldn't just be a regular octopus Zoan, like he wouldn't just transform into Hanchan, but the Blackbeard would actually be a mythical Zoan user called Kraken. And I'm on board with this thought because there is nothing more piratey to face off against than a Kraken. There are of course problems with this, such as the whole water business mixing with devil fruits, but we'll get to that. Firstly though, we've got to get to some points that I don't like as much.
Do you remember how at the end of the Jaya arc, the Blackbeard pirates ran into the Straw Hat pirates? In short, I have to give it to them. The Straw Hat pirates did manage to escape Mr. Octopus, but only to be carried back down by
another one.
And here the guy is referring to the octopus balloon, which both Luffy and Roger used to plonk themselves back down on the blue sea. The idea being that Luffy's...
So I guess he's trying to make a correlation, like the octopus being Blackbeard almost forced their hand to escape and go to, like, basically when they was going to Skypiea, they was basically running away from Blackbeard, but when they came down, Blackbeard being the person who's the octopus, and then when they came down with, you know, off of octopus. So I guess that's, you know, that's kind of what he's trying to, it's like a symbolic type thing he's trying to I guess piece together
Sky journey was narratively sandwiched, rather delectably, by a double dose of octopus glory. An octopus chased him up the knock upstream, and octopus brought him back down. Which is cool, but it's starting to border on forcing connections just a little bit too much for my liking, and that only becomes worse with the following.
By the way, check out the spots on that octopus and compare it to the pants of post-time skip Blackbeard.
So here's something that I think is true of every One Piece theory in existence. They all sound quite reasonable until they start fixating on characters' pants. The patterns are legitimately
that's wild.
Skyforce has its natural blip-blops, whilst Blackbeard's pants are adorned with well-crafted and very consistent clover things. Not just that, but 5-leaf clovers. That's very lucky. Irish Blackbeard. Confirmed. But really, the closest connection I can make with this octopus to, well, any type of pants, is the fact that the octopus made its way into Luffy's pants, which, if this theory is true, I imagine is a metaphor for the sheer sexual tension between Luffy and Blackbeard. Also, is it just me, or does that octopus have several maps of Australia on it? Australian Blackbeard, confirmed. In conclusion, don't pants. Don't pants, just don't. Next up, the guy goes into Marco's famous words of Marinefoot and he starts to put this theory together. However, the initial poster of this YouTube theory, Hazel Entertainment, has something very interesting to say about this panel.
Marco said it was possible because of his body structure. The guy next to him has an octopus on his head. Coincidence? I don't think so.
He said it as well. He did the coincidence thing. Why does every One Piece theorist do the coincidence thing? That aside, it's actually a fun point, and should this theory...
So are they going to somehow relate the octopus that's in Wano right now when you go up the waterfall? Somehow that's related to Teach as well. I kind of see these some of these are like forced correlations. So, but you know, let's continue to hear what they got to say. That dude, you know, like that dude's just a member of the Whitebeard Pirates. I mean, I guess it's kind of a coincidence that when Marco said something about Teach's body not being normal, that he would be in the panel to the right. But I mean, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think like all these octopus references are you think he's forcing it, like they're stretches, or are they like? Do you think there's legit, almost signs, you know? Like correlations, I guess. Like you guys let me know in the comments.
Theory turn out to be true, it might even be seen as one of the most brilliant pieces of foreshadowing in all of media as we know it. So while we're here, let's see what other fortuitous nuggets were contained in Hazel's version of the theory.
Also, why does Tetch and Teach have a similar name? When I first watched it, I thought, damn, they are the same people, but obviously they are not. The octopus, octopussies.
Alright, that's enough for you. Back to whatever the guy was talking about.
If he had a octopus fruit or like a mythical fruit where his lineage factor is altered and his body now has 3 hearts, maybe he grew another 2 hearts. You know, this allows him to get multiple fruits like the Gura Gura no Mi or the Yami Yami no Mi.
So now we're finally starting to put it all together. The common belief with Blackbeard is that it's the Yami Yami no Mi that allows him to hold multiple fruits at once, and that may still be part of it. However, this whole 3 hearts business is also very intriguing. Given that we still know almost little about how devil fruits function, I could see a situation where the heart is very much the key. And maybe it's less about having one OP devil fruit and more of a combination of a Kraken Zoan and the Darkness Logia that allows for someone like Blackbeard to exist, but we're not quite done there.
Another tool and ability that octopuses actually have is the ability to camouflage, but you know, you can actually compare this to the physical body of Blackbeard, where pre-time skip his pants look a lot like camouflage, right? I mean, just look at it.
Why is this guy so fixated on pants?
Just look at it.
No, look, I've had enough of looking at Blackbeard's crotch for one day, especially this day, maybe tomorrow. when it's not my birthday.
We good on that.
But that aside, the camouflage point is actually really, really good, just not for the reason that the guy stated here. Something that Blackbeard absolutely excels at is hiding in plain sight. He is, and has for quite some time, been one of the most threatening presences on this planet, and nobody knew about him. And if they did, they didn't know about the threatening part. The world government didn't even know that Blackbeard existed until Teach himself made it known and applied for Crocodile's warlord position. If he hadn't done that, he would still be flying under the radar. And to be fair, the guy does go on to say as much.
And then you can also apply it to Blackbeard metaphorically, where he was a Whitebeard pirate for so long, just completely blended in, and no one would have ever guessed he would have been a traitor.
You see, this is more what I want to hear. This is the point that you lead with. The significance of being an octopus and having a personality designed for narrative camouflage, rather than the kind of pants that the character is wearing.
Just look at it. Look at it. Look.
Stop it.
Now.
Okay, that's actually a good point. You know, I kind of see. Now when you look at Blackbeard, Blackbeard is kind of a chameleon. Like, you know, he can blend in. He went to the Whitebeard pirates and he blended in as just a normal pirate. Like, nobody took notice. You know, nobody ever looked at Blackbeard and looked at him and said, "Oh, he's gonna be a great pirate" or anything. And then he went to the world government. You know, he betrayed them in the world. He went to the world government, and the world government accepted him after he captured Ace. You know, he captured Ace. They accepted him, and you know, they didn't really think much of it. You know, they was like, okay, he's gonna be another warlord, and he just more so blended in until he needed to strike. And you look at octopi or octopus. You look at an octopus. There's some that can change the you know, they can change their color. You know, they could blend in. They could camouflage like a chameleon almost. So I mean, hey, you know, that's actually a pretty good point. To me, it's still not enough to really strongly believe this theory so far. And, you know, we only got, 2 minutes left for this video. And unless he says something that's going to blow my mind next 2 minutes. So far, that's probably one of the most valid pieces that really kind of, for me, back this theory up. That, maybe the 3 hearts and the bones, the 8 bones around the 3 skulls. Those 3 pieces are probably the best points, but I still don't believe them. I still don't know if I believe that Blackbeard is an octopus. But let's go.
Playing into the idea that this theory is actually true, there is one crazy thing I'd like to predict. We get a panel or we get a episode where Blackbeard just voluntarily just jumps in the water.
That's a pretty cool prediction, actually. I can definitely see that. Imagine the shock value of having a Devil Fruit user purposely jump into water. That is something that has never happened in One Piece. And over a quarter of a century, almost everything has happened in One Piece, but not this. And as absurd as it sounds, I do really like the Blackbeard octopus theory. Except for the name. I think it needs a snappier name, like Blacktopus. Or not, actually, because that does sound like a very specific niche of adult film. But it may very well work. A Kraken Zoan does seem to defy the rules of devil fruits, but we have had aquatic devil fruits in the past. The axolotl fruit on Punk Hazard was one of them, as is a very prominent spoiler devil fruit in the manga. So having aquatic creatures as Zoan types is nothing new, although to the best of our knowledge they are still bound by the water rule. But perhaps Blackbeard has a way around that by combining multiple fruits. Perhaps the Yami Yami no Mi can negate very selective parts of devil fruits by manipulating people's lineage factors, such as whatever that pesky feature is that causes people to lose the ability to swim. And something else that has yet to happen in One Piece is a devil fruit user actually drowning. Like, how wild is that? To think that we've gone over 1,000 chapters and no fruit user has succumbed to the biggest obstacle.
That is pretty wild. Let's be real, that's pretty wild that we actually, like that. Like, I'm surprised no villain has been defeated by just knocking him into the water. And that'd be something so simple, but you know, whatever.
Of using a devil fruit. But if we're dealing with water anyway, then maybe Blackbeard will be the one. Broken and defeated by Luffy, he would just descend to meet his dark and very wet fate. It's definitely far from the worst idea in the world.
All right, I'm gonna end it right there. If you wanna check out the video, by all means, just look, link in the description. The channel is Grand Line Review. They do One Piece content. Let me switch to my camera. But as far as what I thought about the theory, I feel as though I feel as though I have theories that are better. Like my theories of what Blackbeard are better than that. But I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't be against because think about Blackbeard jumping into the water. Like just imagine this. Like maybe in the big war before in the major war that Oda's about to give us. And we have all the Yonko. Like I said this in yesterday's chapter stream. I did this chapter discussion stream I did with Elijah. Like I said, I want Kaido to make it through Wano just so we can see him and all the Yonko in this major war, right? And so just imagine, like, near the end of this major war, we get, like, Blackbeard's there, and he just jumps into the water and turns into a kraken. That would be pretty dope. I would not lie. That would be, like, for that moment alone, I would fully support this theory. For that moment alone, I would fully support this theory. And then when we get the final fight between Luffy and Blackbeard, it's like it's just gonna make it for a hard villain. It's just gonna make Teach I don't know. That might be too much odds to overcome. Him having the Goro Goro no Mi, the Yami Yami no Mi, and the and being able to be in water, that might be a little too much for Luffy to overcome right there. Like to have to fight him with all these different abilities and he fights in the water. Come on. Like come on. That might be a little too ridiculous. That might be a little too far-fetched of Luffy beating, because Luffy can't get into the water. And if somehow Luffy was able to jump in the water and fight with him, people would be calling BS on that. Like that would be the biggest plot device ever. And if like it wouldn't be so much a plot device for Blackbeard if he has like the octopus fruit or the kraken fruit, and maybe that with the mixture of the Yami Yami no Mi, like kind of what they said in the video, like allowing him to get in the water. But Luffy, like what is going to allow Luffy to get in the water and it makes sense? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That might be a little too much for Luffy if this dude turned out. It'll be a dope moment though. Don't get me wrong. It'll be wild if something like that happens. But as far as my theory on it, I had a few theories. There's a few theories, but like one of my earliest theories, which is kind of like I kind of threw this theory away, was the Cerberus devil fruit, which he kind of talked about earlier with the Hellhound of Hades, the 3-headed dog. It makes sense because it's 3. Like if he has 3 heads and each head eat the devil fruit, well the Cerberus would have been the devil fruit, so that would have been one of the devil fruits, the zone, and then you would have had the Yami Yami, and then the Goro Goro. Each head kind of controls one, right? That was one of my theories, kind of tossed away. Another kind of honorable theory that wasn't one of my theories that I haven't really spoke about, but it will kind of explain why he has 8 bones around the 3 heads, is if the like the abilities are in his rings, right? You know how he has all those rings? Like there was somebody made a theory. I can't remember who it was. They made a theory where Blackbeard didn't absorb those devil fruits. They're in his rings, right? So, which he might have 3, or he could have 3, and maybe one devil fruit is in his right set of rings, and the other devil fruit is in his left set of rings, and then he eats a devil fruit to make it his. So like I heard that one, and you think about it. If you have, excuse putting your rings on your thumbs, because people a lot of times they don't put rings on their thumbs, but you got rings on each 4 of your fingers on each side. That's 8. 8 bones. 8 bones meaning 8 fingers. 3 heads meaning 3 abilities or something. But going off to what my theory on what Blackbeard could be, my first one is probably the least likely of the 3, but is the like a hippopotamus devil fruit, right? You're saying like, okay, and I think I spoke about this theory before, so might not go too deep, too in depth about it, but okay, when you look at each like most characters in One Piece are based off animal, especially the Shichibukai, right? Especially the Shichibukai guy. You got Kuma, who's based off a bear, right? Mihawk based off a hawk or eagle or whatever. Doflamingo, flamingos, crocodile, boa, Hancock, snakes, and Law is I want to say Law is what is Law? Y'all let me know what Law is. He's a because I keep thinking panda, but I don't think he's a panda. I don't think his animal is a panda. Or I don't know. I don't remember. But in Teach's devil fruit, Blackbeard, his devil fruit is, or his not devil fruit, his animal is a hippopotamus, right? He got the teeth like him. Like if you go back, I want to say, I don't remember the chapter cover page, but there's a cover page where you have Blackbeard brushing his teeth next to a hippo. Like they're both brushing their teeth, and they both got like hippo's got the 2 teeth, and Blackbeard's missing teeth. So the things with hippos, right? They have 3 chambered stomachs. 3 chambered stomachs. Now that they have, the fact that they have 3 stomachs, that I think that gives, if let's say Blackbeard ate the hippo devil fruit first, that would give him the ability. That would give him 3. It will possibly give him 3 stomachs, right? So he had one that has the hippo devil fruit digested in it, one with the yami, one with the goro, and but I don't know how much I believe that one either, I think if it is because of it, I think if he has this ability because he has a devil fruit, I think it's because he has a hippo devil fruit. And he had it before the Yami and the Gora. But the theory that I believe is more likely, is him having maybe multiple personalities or souls within him, and because like there's a popular, like a lot of people know, back in Jaya when Luffy first met Blackbeard, and Blackbeard was like, Blackbeard was talking about like, hey man, don't worry about what they say, One Piece is real, blah blah blah, and it was just like Luffy and Zoro. This was after the scene where Luffy and Zoro ran into Bellamy, and Luffy told Zoro not to do nothing, and Bellamy and his crew was basically bullying Luffy and Zoro. And then they go outside, see Blackbeard and Nami. I think Nami's there, and they walk off, and Nami said, "What's up with that guy?" and Zoro, Luffy said, you know, it's them, like it's they, you know. And she said, "What are you talking about? It was only one guy. Did he have some guys hiding in him?" And they was, you know, they was pretty much saying like we don't know, but it was like they was basically referring to like it wasn't one guy, you know, it was multiple people, you know, talking about Blackbeard. Like we didn't physically see his crew around or anything. So that on top of the fact people say his body's not normal. Why wouldn't his body be normal? Because he has 3 people living within his body. You know? So, and then there's the idea of he doesn't sleep, right? That he doesn't sleep. Why wouldn't he sleep? Because there will always be somebody active, somebody who's awoke in his body while the other ones are asleep, right? I'm kind of thinking that Zebek, like Rox D Zebek, I'm kind of thinking, or is it Zebek D Rox? Whichever one it is. But let's say Rox. I'm kind of thinking he might be one of the personalities in Blackbeard. That's what I'm kind of thinking, you know, and there could be another one. And you think about it, each personality holds on to an ability, you know, or let's say, because one thing that the dude brought up that kind of, I don't know where it falls in place with the theory of Teach being an octopus. Like when he says something about the 8 bones, right? Like I still believe that they could maybe go for the fingers, like, you know, the rings on his fingers, because maybe each soul is within his hands, you know. Like maybe each soul, maybe Zebek is in the right, and you know, Teach has his normal personality, and then he has Zebek, and then he has another individual that we may not be familiar with just yet, who may be even a bigger threat than Zebek. You know, maybe they're in his hands, and he controls the devil fruit in each hand. You know, like the Yami Yami, the Goro, and the third one is a zone ability. You know, which I think he can acquire if he acquires Kaido's devil fruit. That would be his ultimate zone ability. So he'll have that dragon fruit, devil, the what is it? The fish no me or whatever. It's like the fish fruit or something, dragon edition or something. But it's a fish fruit, and then you have the world's best zone devil fruit, which would be Kaido's. The best Logia, which would be the Yami Yami, and then the best Permesia, which would be the Goro. Bruh. You know, but I think he has 3 personalities. I think that might be it. And maybe each personality, I don't know, maybe they live in the rings or something. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much what I got. Like what are your theories on Blackbeard? Do you like the octopus theory? You know, do you like the hippo theory that I kind of talked about? Do you like the idea of him having multiple people within him? Which one do you believe? What theory do you believe? If you don't believe in none of them, what's your theory on what Blackbeard is? Let me know in the comments. And make sure you show some love, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications for when I go live. Join, if you haven't yet, join the One Piece manga discussion Discord, where we talk about One Piece. Enjoy One Piece. So anyway, that's pretty much a stream. I wanted to react to the video. I wanted to give my thoughts on the video, give my theories, my counter theories to their theories, and that's it. But if that's everything, y'all have a wonderful day. Good rest of your day. Let me know what you think of these reaction videos. I'm gonna definitely start trying to do more of these. Maybe a live stream. Like maybe a reaction live stream or something. Or I don't know if I want to turn these. I don't know if I want to keep doing these in live stream format, or if I want to just do video format, like record them, edit them, and drop them. I like to do these because if people who's watching want to talk about it, then we could talk about it. I like to talk. I like to discuss these things. I want to have a real discussion with, people chatting and giving me feedback live. So yeah. And if you have any videos you want me to react to, any One Piece theories, any any One Piece theories from any creators, let me know. I might not do like the chapter, like their chapter reactions, like those type videos. I'm probably kind of trying to stay away from because there's so many of them out there. But a good theory video, or just One Piece topic in general. Anyway, I'm out of here. You guys have a good day. Hope you enjoy it. Hit that like button, follow, or subscribe. Hit that bell for notification.